Forever. Dog.
I had a session with a new therapist.
Oh.
Like for real. What
do you mean for real?
I'm
Not for fake?
Who have you been talking to?
No, I mean
A blow-up doll?
No, I mean to like actually talk about like the hard stuff for real.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Like for real.
How did it go?
So couldn't really do it. But it's it's just the start. Mac, you didn't.
Sorry?
Oh, shit. Oh,
What?
shit.
What?
Oh, fuck.
Mac,
Oh, shit.
you've been wearing that same sweater for a full week?
Oh, fuck.
Mac, have you
Oh, shit.
forgotten how to do
Wow.
laundry?
Boys. Fucking boys.
Mac, do you even wash your clothes?
Boys.
I washed the sweater after I wore it last week, and
Me too.
I'm re-wearing it this week. So
Me as well.
don't worry, it's clean, not smelly, very fresh, very
And
new.
I cold plunged again.
Wow, I can feel that on you. I was about to ask.
Yeah, I'm plunging.
Yeah, you've got the vibe.
I've plunged. I've expunged the bad energy. Get it out. Good vibes only.
I feel the good vibes. I do.
Alayna, have you been to the desert?
Yeah, in Arizona, if that counts.
And where in Arizona did you go?
Mesa and the surrounding area. My grandma used to snowbird. Well, my grandma and grandpa used to snowbird
that?
down there. Do both of you not know what a snowbird is?
No.
Oh,
I
interesting.
know a bird's like a little scooter that you ride around
No.
the big city.
No, it's a thing.
city.
I don't know if it's just like Canadian or maybe just the prairie provinces, but like because it gets so cold in winter in Manitoba where I'm from.
Oh,
that-
you mean like a ski-doo?
Oh, like a jet ski but on land.
That's called a snowmobile, but no. What are you
Snowmobile.
talking about?
I'm gonna look up a snowbird right now.
Stop back. I'm explaining what it is.
Well, can I look at it? I'm very visual.
It's not a motor vehicle. There's nothing for you to. There's no visual.
Is it an animal?
Could it fit in a bread box?
I would need to show
Oh, I
you
see.
a picture of my grandma if you wanted to know what to show you a snowbird. No, it's like a person or a couple. No.
Listener,
Mac
I
is
just found a
showing us
picture
a
Mac is
picture
just-
of a bird
On
on
a
her
picture of a
bird.
bird on a branch with snow on it, and it says
No.
snowbird.
A snowbird is a person or a couple who generally it's like older folks who are retired, who in the winter they go live somewhere
We
hot
call
for a
that
couple
wintering.
of months.
Wintering.
Oh, we call them snowbirds.
Snowbird is an action. Wait, sorry.
It is. It's
Kind
a verb.
of. It's like a noun and a verb. Because you
A
could,
gerund, if you will.
would say that my grandma was a snowbird.
Everyone missed my St. Gerund's joke.
Oh no, I didn't hear
No
it.
one understands
I
my
didn't
grandma
hear it.
jokes.
What'd you
I didn't
say?
hear it.
She goes, it's a noun and a verb. And I
Yeah.
said, a gerund, if you will. I love, I'm
not good enough at English for that.
an artist. I'm a professional writer and performer. And I feel alone right now.
Oh no, Ashley, we're with you.
Ashley.
It was so funny.
Thank you.
It was so funny.
Someone's gonna laugh so hard at that.
Yeah. In my Discord the other day, I did some really funny jokes about the subjunctive, and no one knew what the subjunctive was. And I thought, America's falling apart.
Ashley, look at me. You are
Okay.
too smart. You're too smart for us.
Thank you.
You're too smart for the audience.
Yeah.
You're too smart
That's
for
the problem.
Fulton.
For this
Too
podcast.
smart for everyone.
Fulton's
And
really
sometimes
smart.
that's going to mean you feel lonely because when you're
Definitely
as
too
smart as
smart.
you are,
Honestly, I wish I had someone to say this to me earlier in life. Okay. Anyway.
And now it's coming from your son.
Thanks, son. So they snowboard in Mesa. Snowbird, excuse me. I'm a fucking idiot. Where's
Jaren?
Mesa? Let me look Mesa.
By Phoenix. Outside of Phoenix.
Did you go to Sedona at all?
Yes.
Oh my God. I gotta say, I vibe with the desert, man.
Oh, see, it's not for me. My mom's the same. She like loves the desert.
It's beautiful. But I also love the water.
I like a
I
rainforest.
think I just love not being in New York sometimes.
You should find somewhere to snowbird.
Yeah, actually, why don't you snowbird?
Huh. I don't think I'm wealthy enough yet or retired enough yet.
Yeah, it's more of a retirement thing for sure.
Oh.
Because you're gone for like months, and usually like my grandparents, they'd rent like a trailer in like a old person trailer home park.
Wow, that's really
What do
nice.
they call them?
must really
like a
each other.
community.
Community. They do sometimes call groups of people that.
No, it was called something. They were like
Our community here on the Chosen Family Podcast.
hi everybody, welcome to the podcast. I'm Alayna Joy, I'm your mom.
I'm Ashley Gavin, and I'm your dad.
I'm Mac and Jimmy. I'm your hot teenage brother.
You are
and
baby.
Every week we sit
You are
around the
baby.
dinner table.
And
Not
every
just
week
baby.
we get together because you don't have anyone in your life that loves you. So you formed a parasocial relationship with the three of us to make up for that lack of community in your own life. This one might be too real.
That's too real.
You don't have anybody, but you do have the internet, and you have a comment section, and that's not enough.
Hey, I'd like to say that I've been there.
I haven't, you fucking loser. Anyway,
That's how I got on the internet. That's how this all started.
// Chosen Family Podcast to support this family. And we don't have another Patreon. I don't even know what that was that I just said. We will take your questions there and we will answer them so that you feel some sort of bond.
Wow. Beautifully said.
Thank you.
So intelligently said, Ashley.
So smart. So
It was
smart.
really smart what I just did.
So smart.
I love smart Ashley.
Me too.
Ashley, are you going to be too depressed to record next week because you're just going to be getting home from seeing Jen? And you're gonna
No,
be sad
because I'm not in a long distance relationship. Jen will be mine for the rest of my life, and we live together, so I don't have any residual feelings of longing.
Wow.
Whoa.
If I was still in a long distance relationship, I would be crying right now, actually. And then I wouldn't be able to masturbate for a month.
No tingles for Mac.
No tingles for Mac.
How is everybody? Did you guys have any updates?
Oh, I had a phenomenal week.
Good.
That was a bit about it.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
That was it?
That was a bit.
Oh.
that was a bit.
I would honestly love for you to get on the podcast and say, I had a phenomenal week, and then just,
not
that's
tell us
it.
anything.
like, it was actually a good week. It was a phenomenal week.
I did have like a really cool week. I mean, I headlined the Lincoln Theater in DC. That's where
Oh, that's cool.
President lives.
the president Yep.
The president was there.
Joe Biden was sleeping in the corner of the theater, just curled up in a little sleeping bag. Good old Joe. Eating beans, just a camping stove and a little bowl of beans, as Joe is known to do at the Lincoln Theater. And I said, Joe, do you want some ice cream? And he said, absolutely. And we went and got ice cream together.
Wow.
That does sound phenomenal. It does.
need somebody
sound
smart
He was
like
phenomenal.
so
Ashley.
nice. When
on the right hand of the
he
president.
he patted my head and he said, you're a good comedian.
He would. I can see that.
Guys, can I just say,
Yeah.
because I heard something disturbing.
Oh.
I don't care how you feel about anything. If you don't vote for Joe Biden again, we are going to enter an authoritarian state. I understand that
Yeah,
there's
it's, like,
lots of
frightening.
things that you're mad about, but perfection is the enemy of the good, and I get it. You're like anti-fascist states, and that's why you're mad at Joe Biden. Well, if you don't vote for Joe Biden, we're gonna be a fascist state. So I just need you guys to just fucking calm down. Just cool your jets, as Joe would say. All right? Cool it. Knock it off. Eat your beans.
Go vote.
Go vote.
But like, let's not vote for the like scary option.
Yeah. And by not voting, you're voting for the scary option.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is all we have. I know it's not good. It's not good at all. It's on the brink of getting worse in a way that I can't describe. You don't know that because I also found out that kids aren't taught how to read anymore. They're not doing phonics. Everything is deteriorating. I'm losing it. Okay? And Gen Z doesn't seem to be concerned in the way that they should be.
I'm gonna second that for Canada, because we also have a
I'm gonna
kind of
third
scary,
that and
scary
also
situation.
offer the bunker option again.
Nope, no alternative option. There is no alternative option. We vote. We gotta vote.
You must
real.
vote. I understand it's not a good option.
Yeah.
But an okay option that continues democracy
Yes.
is
Better than a bad one.
it is better than an option where the other side of this is trying to take away voting rights, and they're trying to take away term limits, and they're moving towards an authoritarian state.
Yes.
Okay? So please, for the love of fucking God, okay? Remember what happened last time? We had abortion taken away.
Yes.
Don't fucking not show up because you're like, I don't really like that guy. He is old. He isn't liberal enough. He's liberal. Just fucking vote.
No, but that's like such a good way to put it in concrete terms. Like last time, we literally lost abortion. Like that, it's not just like there's good guys and bad guys. Oh, we don't like him and it's all a clown show. We literally lost rights, and that is going to continue unless we go and vote and stand up and do something.
It's reality. There's no third option.
Yeah.
There's no third option where you get everything that you want. In fact, in a democracy, that will never exist. Ever. So grow up, you piece of shit. You can keep dyeing your hair, and you can keep re-piercing your septum, but you must vote.
It's true. It's true. Thanks for that, Dad.
No problem.
Wow.
You did good.
So smart. Thank you,
So
Dad.
smart. So smart.
Guys.
Actually, you should run.
How did we even get someone so smart on this podcast?
Oh, never mind. I forgot you're a woman.
And she's kind of a big lesbian.
Yeah, kind of a big lesbian. Wait,
too.
I have a theory on this.
Okay.
I believe that the only way a woman can win... Okay, I think a gay person can win if he is a top.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, I need you to elaborate more on that.
Well, he has to like
America's
quote, unquote,
not ready for a
pass.
bottom.
No, like it would have to be like, well, and by top, it's like presenting as
I understand.
conforming to masculinity and masculine norms.
Exactly.
He has to conform to
woman-
heterosexual ideals.
But when a woman does that, then they critique her for being too masculine or whatever. So
well, it's too masculine or it's too feminine. Like there's there's no winning.
That's why I think only if a woman is going to win, she has to be a Republican, because even though she's a top, they know that she bottoms for her rights.
Donald
so
Trump.
like they will just take away those rights. She won't like come during sex. Do you guys hear what I'm saying? So like they're like, okay, you can top while you're at the office, but I know at the end of the day you're a bottom bitch and you don't mind having no self-respect or values, and that we can just take advantage of you. That's what I believe.
But women are really too emotional to be in office, even though men literally start wars. But I guess anger is not an emotion, so...
No, anger's not a real
Not if it's a man. If it's a woman. Actually, I've had some personal experience with this. Turns out anger is very much an emotion if you are a woman. Turns out even fake anger is a pretty
big and not okay emotion.
Yeah.
Speaking of, look what I got.
What's that?
It's an emotion wheel.
Oh, I love these.
God, you guys are fucking annoying.
No, these are so helpful.
It's so helpful to people who have trouble
really
naming their
helpful.
emotions.
Yes.
I went
That's
to
a
a
lot
conference.
of emotions. Can you?
I went to a conference this weekend, and that was that was going to be my update, but then I told my girlfriend that was going to be my update, and she said that if I made that my update, people would unsubscribe from the podcast.
I love your girlfriend.
Yeah. And then
Wait, why?
And then I was like, okay, but like I went to some pretty interesting talks. Like I thought I could talk about like an interesting talk that I went to, and she was like, okay, like what? I was like, well, like MAID. Like I went to an interesting talk on MAID.
What's made?
Like medically assisted dying. And she was like,
Oh, yeah,
no,
the people are going to
Alayna."
love that.
She was like, no, no.
The people
No.
can't wait to hear about pulling the plug.
I love that your girlfriend has to approve your topics for this because
She is my behind the scenes content manager.
Wait, question.
Yeah.
Can we go over the emotion wheel a little bit?
Good idea. So basically, it has the your 6 basic emotions, right? So you've got fear, anger, surprise, disgust, sadness, and joy. Those are the 6 primary emotions.
On the one I'm looking at, it says bad. Is there bad on yours?
No.
Here's what I have. I have happy, surprised, bad, fearful, angry, disgusted, sad.
Bad is not an emotion.
That, according to this, I disagree. Bad.
Bad is not an official.
my wheel just has 2 portions, good and bad.
Good and bad. That should be where it starts for people who really have trouble accessing their emotions.
Ashley is
good
bad
and
before
bad.
she gets into the cold plunge and good after.
Well, okay, so then you have
This one says bad too, Alayna.
bad is not a primary emotion.
Can you go through them again? This one says trust.
Trust?
Genius.
Genius isn't that's you, Ashley.
Okay, let me just close my BDSM test tab and I'm gonna look this up.
Okay. Even the sound of Alayna typing has a certain je ne sais quoi to it that I can't,
Yeah.
like...
Yeah, well, it's my mechanical keyboard. I spent hours picking this thing out.
Oh, those sound so nice. My friend has
Personalized
one
switches.
of those. So nice.
So good. So
Stop
good.
fingering the keyboard. Someone just came to that, Alayna.
Okay, the point is that an emotion wheel helps people describe with more nuance the things that they're experiencing. Okay? So you have the basic ones, the kind of overarching umbrella terms, and then those branch off into smaller or like more descriptive emotions, which then branch off into even more descriptive emotions. So for example, we have fear. One of the fear branches off, one of the options is insecure. And then insecure is described as inadequate or inferior. So it's taking each emotion and breaking it down into more and more nuanced experiences.
Okay,
That's
I think we
so
should.
helpful.
I think we should all 3 of us figure out what emotion we're experiencing right now.
Love it. Okay,
Okay.
so wait, let's
Who-
pick.
who
Mac,
wants
you
to start?
You want to start with either joy, surprise, fear, anger, disgust, or sad?
I hate to be this bitch. Can you send a picture of it in the chat because I'm like so visual and
Yeah.
I can't. I have trouble ears.
That's no problem.
I would also like a picture.
Okay, well, good thing we're all in the group chat.
Do you guys have a
Can you
separate
imagine
chat?
if one of us wasn't? Yeah. what?
Yeah.
Oh, this is a beautiful picture.
Thank you. Something else that's just kind of an interesting thing to note for like anybody listening or anybody who's kind of, I don't know, likes thinking about emotions and feelings. 5 out of the 6 emotions, surprise, surprise can go either way, good or bad. So let's say 4. 4 out of the 6 primary emotions are negative,
Yeah.
right? They're
Yeah.
negative, difficult states, and
Yeah.
only you've got joy, which is the only like purely positive, and then surprise can go either way. And the reason that I want to point that out is because like we are wired toward negativity because it
Yeah.
keeps us safe. It has helped us survive in the past.
In the same way, when you have a negative experience, it takes far more positive
Yes.
experiences to make up for
Yes.
that negative experience.
And so my point is just that we need to actively practice joy. We need
Yes.
to practice and cultivate
We
experiences
need
of joy.
to plunge.
Yeah, you really though.
Yes.
Because we are not wired for it.
Yeah, the way in my happiness class that I took, which is that psych class from Yale, that I took that was so powerful for me. It's like your car just has a leaky tire. and you just need to be putting in air constantly. You will never not have a hole in your happiness tire ever. And you just have to be practicing all the time.
It's
That
true.
sounds
And the
exhausting.
longer you go without practicing it, well, it's exhausting when you're depressed, but then as you get happier, you have more air in the tire. So it's like a little bit easier to do those actions. I wrote a piece I have a newsletter, and for a while I wrote pieces every month about, and then I got busier and busier, and then I got canceled. And so I was like, I'm just going to take a break from this for a second.
I'm just going to take a cold plunge.
I'm just gonna sit in a cold bathtub until I die. But I wrote about this just being like, there's this moment, I think, with depression and anxiety where you have the clarity to know that you need to fill up the tire. And then as soon as you slip below sort of that conscious awareness that you are in a state, and the state no longer, you don't have that awareness, that self-awareness to be like, I am in a state of depression and I need to work against this. Once you are, I am depressed, this is my life.
This is
I
a
am
trait.
always depressed.
Yeah.
This is who I am. That's when it gets really hard to come
Yes.
back from. So if you're like in a functional depression right now, now is actually the perfect time, even though things might not seem that bad, to actually work on your happiness and your good habits.
And how do you do that? Cold plunge.
Plunge.
Cold plunge. Get your ice cubes out of your freezer. Dump them into your
Save
bathtub.
4 for your coffee. And then take the rest.
Just dip your toes in one by one. Scream the whole time.
Tits out.
Okay, I'm looking at the wheel.
Oh, you take after your father, son.
All right.
Okay.
Okay,
do you
so
wanna
right now,
start with
I
one of
would
the,
say
the basics.
I'm joyful.
Okay. Distill
And
down.
then, okay, let's see. I would say, oh, this is cute. I would say I would either feel optimistic or accepted.
Okay.
And then under optimistic, I would say open.
Ooh.
And under accepted, I would say fulfilled.
Is that in
Open
relationship
and
to anything in
That's
particular?
beautiful.
Yeah, we're recording the podcast.
You feel open and fulfilled?
Yeah,
That is,
I love recording
that's
the
so
podcast.
bottom, dude.
Dude,
Open
okay,
and
earlier,
fulfilled.
Earlier when you told me that I was going to have to fly overseas.
Wait a minute. Hold on. No, we need to sit with that for a second.
That is so bottom for you to be open and filled. Sorry, fulfilled.
Open and filled.
Alayna, shut up. You're supposed to be the one that keeps it together.
That's so bottom, dude.
Out of all
Bro, that's
the
some
things
gay
you could have
shit.
chosen,
That's some
There-
gay shit.
the only more bottom you could have chosen would be stimulated. That's the only one you missed.
Well, and I do feel a little stimulated.
There's a tingle
How can I
going
not
on.
be? Ashley's so smart.
Oh man.
Thank
you. Okay, I'll say yeah, I think I'm in the joy category too. Things feel pretty good today. I'll say my joy is I feel peaceful and I feel optimistic, but my optimistic instead of open is inspired. And my peaceful would be loving. So I feel inspired and loving.
We should do this before every episode, so the listener knows what to expect.
What
from
happens
us.
when you have an underlying feeling of fear at all times?
Let's go with that. Let's go with that one. Let's shake it up.
No, I do feel I would describe myself as, if I had to only pick one, I would
Yeah.
pick joy. But I do know
Oh, I
that,
was doing this moment, not one forever. I was doing this moment.
no, I know.
Oh, sorry.
If I had to pick one at this moment, I would pick joy. But I do have a lot of anxiety. It's something that I deal with. So just to keep it moving and go a different direction, let's talk about my fear and where it
Yes.
comes from.
Yes.
I have fear. I have fear a lot.
Yeah, me too.
I'm always working on the fear. My fear, okay. scared, anxious, insecure, weak, rejected, humiliated. Oh God. Okay. I would describe my fear as anxious and scared. I would say it's more in that category. And I do feel worried, and I sometimes feel helpless. I think for me, it's like I'm just, and I know where this comes from inside of me. I just feel like, what are you laughing at?
Sorry.
What do you said I'm just, and Alayna said Ken, and I thought it, but I didn't say it because we have to let Ashley be open when she's open. Not all of us are sitting here open.
That's
Okay.
true.
I think I'm just constantly worried about the the things that are out of my control.
Yeah. Right.
And
helpless,
weirdly, the things that I've already experienced at some point in my life, but I'm projecting them onto my future. Yep. I've heard this really great phrase that gets tossed around a fair amount. I hope it doesn't become overused because it's so accurate, but that anxiety is a future fear about something that already happened to you. Mm-hmm. Like, I've dealt with so much loss where like I couldn't do anything about it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so I have a lot of worry that like what I have currently is not enough to keep me from having something bad happen to me. So that's like the general fear that I live with most days. Mm-hmm. But I definitely go through waves of like how present it is in my everyday life. And like, I'm still recovering from like a pretty catastrophic event. So like, it's definitely still present. But like today, I think I would say I'm probably only like 30% fear today, which I think is not terrible. It's not bad.
Not from the cold plunge.
Not from the cold plunge?
Yeah, like you're only 30% fear today, and that's not from the cold plunge.
Yeah, I probably would be at 40 or 50% fear if I hadn't plunged.
So is there a distinctive difference between those days that you can recognize, or it's more of just a thing? What's the biggest difference, do you think?
Honestly, like, I feel it physically. Like, I feel like a knot in my stomach on the days. Yeah. And my mind runs more. Mm-hmm. When I'm having a really clear present day, I'm not fearful. You know?
And that's one of the things that they say about mindfulness, or like that's one of the reasons that I know at this point it's like a buzzword, but why it is helpful is because anxiety lives in the past and the future. It's what you just said. So when you actively tune into and experience the present.
Yes. Yeah, like yesterday, I was having a big fear day, and I just ran a bunch of errands because I was like, I didn't have anything in my schedule. So I was just like, I need to like be doing something because this is just a total waste of time for me to be just sitting here being in fear. So I like went for a walk and I ran some errands and like just made my day so much better. I think there's so much like culture around boundaries and like saying no, when I think most people, we actually do better when we say yes to seeing our friends, to doing our work, to like staying active, to exercising,
engaging with your own life.
Now, look, I know some people are super busy and you need to take time off.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, seriously. I've heard of it. But I know that I'm actually mentally doing better usually when my schedule is full.
Yeah.
Well, and maybe that's an important distinction of like, when we say rest and when we say like insert joy, it doesn't mean empty your schedule and like have a day, laying in bed, which if that rejuvenates you, go for it. But it's also saying schedule in and make sure you're making time for engaging with the things that bring you joy.
Friendships.
Hobbies.
Yeah.
Enjoying nature.
Yeah.
And I understand the bed thing. Like, I'm a touring performance artist. There are days where I have to be horizontal or like I'm gonna, you know what I mean? Like I've had days like that. I had one this week.
For sure.
but like it's not I only rarely need it, you know?
Yeah.
Sorry, did I hijack that, Alayna? This is like your expertise.
What? No, not at all.
Okay.
No, we're going through the feeling wheel.
Yeah, we're just talking about it.
But I will say today I'm more joy.
I just remembered my like probably biggest update, which I completely forgot about. I had a session with a new therapist.
Oh.
Like for real. What
do you mean for real?
I mean
Not for fake?
I mean like to
Who have you been talking to?
No, I mean
A blow up doll?
No, I mean to like actually like talk about like the hard stuff for real.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Like for real.
Yeah.
How did it go?
So couldn't really do it. But it's, you know, it's just the start. It's just the first session, so, you know, I allow myself that, and we'll see. It's gonna take some
God,
time.
I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky.
I love to know that Alayna's human. Oh my god.
Lucky.
Yeah, because I've been in therapy since I was a kid.
Yeah.
I'm really lucky.
Yeah.
I'm really lucky.
No, it's funny because I went in there and like, I know how therapy goes. I'm literally training to be a therapist. Like I understand the process. And I got there and she's like, okay, so, you know, where do you want to start? Like, tell me. And I was like,
I don't look at my phone in the morning anymore.
yeah. I was like, actually, I'm
So
like
I'm
doing
fine.
really well.
I'm fine.
I'm actually fine. I don't actually need to be here. I'm actually fine. Never mind.
Cold plunge will help, yes or no? Just yes or no.
Yes, that's why I'm here. I'm here for your professional opinion, yes or no. No, but I was like surprised by how I was nearly unable to participate. And like that was unexpected.
Damn.
Yeah.
So
Good for
then
you
what
for
does that look
participating a
like?
little bit.
It looks like the therapist saying, okay, well, how about you tell me what you're hoping to get out of this? Tell me about like a goal that you have for therapy, right? And I said, well, the goal is to talk about X.
Is this like psychoanalysis therapy?
So I think that it will be a kind of eclectic approach. Most therapists here, and like as far as I understand it, kind of pull from a variety of modalities, psychoanalysis likely being one of them. But so it looks like her saying, okay, well, like, what are you hoping to get out of it? What's a goal? And I say, well, this. And she goes, okay, so like, let's start there. And I was like, no. And so then we kind of go down this route of like the blocks and like if that's the goal, what's kind of stopping me? And I'm like, well, just can't. And so basically it ended up with her kind of, she's trying all these different prompts to like help me come out of my shell and like start talking.
Alayna, have you thought about just screaming at yourself that this will make you happy as you decide to talk about your mother? Here's what you need to do.
About filling up the tire.
You need to be like, my mom, do it, bitch, do it, it's gonna make you happy. My mom, that's what you need to do.
No, I haven't considered that. Maybe I'll try it next.
Yeah, you should try it
next time. But it basically then, and like she offered various prompts to get going. One of which was like, okay, well, how about we do like a her word was laundry list of like maybe things to talk about in the future, maybe not. And she's like, just give me one word. You don't have to say anything else. And I was like, okay. And then I was, you know, trying to talk about some stuff. And at one point she literally was like, so are you more comfortable keeping it this vague, or would you like to give me an example?
Oh my God.
Called out.
Bro.
Like when I say I was nearly unable to participate, like it was like I was sitting there knowing I am not helping this poor woman. Like it was like, oh yeah, it's just gonna take some time. But like this is what I guess what the update is, and when I say for real, what I mean is like I'm committed, you know, like I'm actually gonna do it. Not just like this kind of surface, here's my problem, let's find tools.
Yeah.
Which has been
You're
helpful.
gonna fucking cry, bitch. You're gonna cry.
Oh, I was like basically already crying, saying like nothing.
I cry every session.
Oh, I'm nervous because like there's a lot going on until like, man. But then it's like, I mean, when's a good time?
Never.
Yeah, exactly. So here we go.
Or always.
Yeah, always. That's good. Always.
That was very Alayna of me.
It was. Thank you for the positive reframe.
So is it a good sign that you can't talk about it? Like, is that a good sign that you found something that you need to address because it's so challenging?
I would say so.
And I would put that with the addition of I can't even allude without tears coming to my eyes.
Yeah.
Like that's where it's like, oh, you need to. Well, and part of the sign for me, other than the obvious things, is like being in school and various topics coming up and like learning about various things, and like I'm having responses in class. So like,
yeah, wow.
That's where it's like, oh, okay.
Well, do you remember
It's
when you were
time.
realizing you were gay?
Yeah, I remember. That's part of the problem.
I mean, don't you remember feeling just such a strong
Nope.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
just a incredible aversion to it, like
Yes.
hot, angry
Sick
tears.
to my stomach aversion. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how you know you need to be talking about this with somebody, if you have like a response to something like that.
Well,
For me, it's even with I think I experienced it the most with making art, even more so than my sexuality. Like I become so almost enraged when I'm not, like when I started making these YouTube sketches, and I just remember trying to make them and just weeping that I couldn't make them to the skill level that I wanted to make them, that they didn't feel good, that I was like failing already. Like, yeah.
So that it's like that mattered. It's a sign that it matters.
I think it was like I wouldn't give myself, okay, I'm about to say something just fucking very,
Alayna?
I think, well, it's in the artistic realm, so some sort of thing between us, but like, I think so much of my creative process as a comedian and as an actor is just being the absolute freest, most present, most me version of myself on stage or in front of the camera. And that radical freeness, I'm even getting emotional right now, was what I was missing when I started. And I didn't know how to get there, but I knew it was inside of me. And I think there's even more, now that I'm saying this and getting emotional, I think there's even more of me that I can like unlock in front of people. But like when I'm on stage, sometimes I'm doing movements that like I can't dance. I'm a horrible dancer. But somehow when I'm on stage, my physicality is so much more beautiful than it is when I'm off stage. And it's because like you're unlocking some freedom. I don't know if anyone relates to this at all, what I'm saying. But like sometimes, I don't know, I think people get it maybe in their conversations. You're like, how did I say that incredibly funny thing just now? There's this almost like divine energy that like runs through you when you unlock that.
Well, even if I relate it, because I can't relate to it in the artistic sense, but in the sense of like, even in the because we do peer counseling, right, as like a practice or whatever. And so we've been doing a lot of that. And like even in those peer counseling sessions, when something is just working, it's like you feel that something that you can't describe. Like there's something in the room with you that is like, there's an attunement that for me feels like nothing else. Like nothing else ever has felt like that. So it's like, I think that kind of feeling of radical freeness, we all have different ways to access it.
Yeah. And it's so powerful.
Yeah.
It's really powerful stuff.
So I'm now like, I'm like feeling self-conscious about what I said about therapy.
Oh my
God.
God.
That's like, I feel like that's like, I'm like somehow feling like I overshared when like I didn't say a thing.
No, you undershared with
I
your
know.
feel like
therapist.
your therapist. Like, do you want to give me an example?
Oh man.
I think the experience you just described is probably the most common experience that people have their first time in therapy, is it not? Like, that's how it was for me. And like, you'll get farther than I did. Like,
Mac, you gotta go back.
I know. That's not what this conversation's about.
Pap smear, passport, therapy.
Add it to the list. Add it to the list.
Add it to the
You
list.
didn't overshare at all.
No,
It feels,
not even
I think
a
it's
little bit.
because it feels vulnerable. Like it feels truly vulnerable, not in a, oh, this thing has passed already. Here's me. I'll tell you my experience. It's
But
like,
people will appreciate that.
I know, but I'm scared. It's like scared. Oh.
Yeah, because there are going to be some people who are going to beep boop at you. And those people are not well.
Yeah.
Who's gonna beat boop at her?
No, it's not even beep boop I'm more. It's just like it feels, you know what? This is, and I know we're going over time here, but something that she did say that was like an insight I had never really realized before. Because I told her about obviously my career online and all of that, and how most of the things I've gone through, or like a lot of the things I've gone through, have been very public. And I kind of was sharing that at the end.
Oh, yo, I just had an insight about you. Wow. Okay. No, you keep going.
And then she was like, she stopped me and she was like, no wonder it's hard for you to say these things. Like, they're yours.
Oh, damn.
And I was like, oh. Yeah, like
Yeah.
even if they're not quote unquote good things, there's very little from, that is just mine from the past.
Damn.
Ooh. What was your insight, Ashley?
Well, my insight was slightly different. I do wonder if, this is like, we can cut this if you
Okay.
want to cut this.
Okay.
Do you feel like maybe part of your attraction to the internet and like putting yourself out there is almost a way to control the narrative of your own experience and emotion?
Oh, like I had a conversation the other day that was like, I think part of my like sharing on the internet has allowed me to not actually vulnerably connect with people in my real life. I have gone to the internet and lived my experiences there instead of actually creating friendships and like creating emotional bonds with people.
Yeah.
Wow.
And now I'm like trying to do that, and surprise, surprise, it's really scary.
You can tell me anything.
Oh, thank you.
That's actually terrifying as somebody who's like
Yeah, Mac, where do you fall in all this?
farther back in the past of like, obviously you've been doing social media way longer than me. That makes me think about like, okay, what am I doing? And like, where am I going to be in the future? Am I going to look back and think that I did the same thing that you did? Like, that is so scary. And I also wonder, like, obviously you're talking about it from the perspective of being a content creator, but I wonder if it's going to become, and if it is becoming, more of a common thing for just an everyday individual.
It is.
Because everybody's making content, like whether you're doing it in front of an audience or not. So how much of that is people, and I'm not trying to like take away from your experience, but
No, you're not at all.
how much of that is people just trying to live those experiences online so they don't have to deal with how much harder it is in real life?
Well, how many times do you see people going on their Instagram stories and like crying and sharing about a hard time and asking for, like, talking about a way that they need support instead of calling
a friend.
a real friend?
I'm going to raise you one more, and I'm going to say, how much has the presence of phones limited our ability to be vulnerable, to be confused, to be wrong, to say something that we might be self-conscious about saying it, because the presence of all of our things being recorded and the presence of all these vulnerable conversations happening online in a scripted, edited way has transformed our own experience of our own expression to one another, that now people are unable to have true privacy and vulnerability with their friendships and their relationships.
This is so crazy. This might sound actually insane.
Yo,
it
I'm
might
a
make
fucking
me sound
genius,
a little paranoid.
You're so smart, Ashley.
No, dude, actually,
so
you're
smart.
honestly, you're such a
Ashley, oh my God,
genius.
you're just like
The seventh
so
emotion is
intelligent.
genius for Ashley.
Yeah, the rest
is
of us have 6. Ashley has
crazy.
7. Mac, what were you
I'm
going to
working
say?
on my 8th in the plunge. Unlock parts of your brain, bro.
Oh my god.
Your brain.
I come back from Palm Springs. I'm doing mushrooms.
Oh my God. Okay, Mac, what were you going to say? We got
I
to wrap
really
this
mean
up.
that. I cannot stress calling your friends. Do not text your friends. Call them.
Yeah.
People shit on me for calling. I am never going to stop calling. I am never going to stop calling. Texting is not the same.
No.
Doing this is not the same. You should be opening up to your friends. I mean, the paradox of everyone being more educated and having more resources because of the internet, and yet people are lonelier, more depressed, more anxious, and more suicidal, and committing suicide more than ever. It's not a coincidence. We lost intimacy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Mac?
This was
My
really
bad.
Are you okay? You're like off screen for me. I can't see.
Me too. I haven't really been able to see your
What
face this whole
happened?
time.
I hit my.
What's happening?
I
Are you
hit-
okay? We can't see you.
I can't see you, dude.
Why
You gotta
can't
move
you
to the
see
right.
me?
Move to the right.
I'm in
There,
the
Now we
frame.
can see you.
Are you okay?
I hit myself
in the face?
in the lip
Ow. With
Are you
what?
good?
How did you do that?
with the microphone.
Okay.
Sorry, Mac.
Mac?
That's okay. Okay, this is gonna actually make me sound crazy. I honestly might cut
doubt
this,
that.
but it's very relevant. I remember when I first, like, when me and my girlfriend were freshly dating, and we've been together for 2 years and a month. So it's been a little bit more time now. But when we first started dating, we're both on social media, so we're used to like sharing our lives and stuff. I had this fear of, like, when we were very early talking, didn't know each other very well, that, like, be careful what you say to her, because if it doesn't work out and she like runs online and is like,
yeah.
not that I'm like saying bad shit to her, but you know,
No,
like
you're
her interpretation
aware.
of
Yeah.
who I am,
You
or
should
like,
never have to say that, Mac. Not that I was saying, but I fucking hate this bullshit. Where
I'm honestly, like,
we're
I'm not obviously
footnoting
worried
and
about
putting
it
an
now,
asterisk
but-
on every. No, you
Yeah.
don't have to make that excuse. No one is thinking that you're saying bad things to her, and if you are, you're part of the fucking problem of people feeling so
No, but
goddamn self-conscious.
It is a real, like, thing with texting and being online and stuff, is like it's like you have this secondary viewer, or like this secondary screen watching everything that you're
It's
doing
not healthy.
and thinking, is somebody gonna take this way?
Yep.
If this was taken out of context, how would it look? There's like,
literally,
On
like in moments of
stage-
insecurity, I would be like, okay, if I show her that I'm insecure about this and then we break up and then she goes online and talks about it, which my girlfriend's not that kind of person. I don't think she is.
Yeah, we know that
but
now, but like when you're just getting to know somebody, you don't know.
Like I was like, okay,
Stop
then I'm going to be
footnoting!
painted as like, yeah, you're right. We're doing it now. We're doing it right now. But I'm like, okay, if I get painted as this person because I shared this insecurity with her, then like I just shouldn't share it because it's gonna fucking,
because
everybody's
if one person knows, everybody knows.
Yeah. But
I said that in my therapy session.
Being like, fuck the internet. And that's why I just like, now with posting on Instagram, like I've been posting so much less on everything because it's like in my brain, I'm either in it or I'm out of it. Like I'm either posting on my Instagram stories every day like I'm supposed to be and like doing A, B, and C because I have to post on all these platforms, or I'm not doing it at all. I have so much trouble finding a middle ground, and I think that's a big reason why I'm going back to school, because I'm just like, I can't do this for like however many more years, let alone for the rest of my fucking life. Like,
I feel that.
and that's part of the reason that I've been so much happier is because I enjoy my partner. I'm like in my real life doing real things. I enjoy my time with my sister. Like, it's just all of this stuff, and living in my actual day-to-day and not recording everything is
radical
so much fun.
freedom.
Yeah.
That's the radical freedom.
I think part of my journey as a comedian now is actually to like bring this level of authenticity to my work.
Yes.
Because it's like people are really lacking authenticity and vulnerability and intimacy. And I just feel like, you know, oh God, this is going to sound maybe unhinged, but I feel like that might be why I'm here. Like, because this is a skill that I have and people shit on me, and sorry, I have had like a really vulnerable moment exposed and made worse, and I faced massive humiliation. Yeah. But I'm like still here making the same work.
Yeah.
And I know so many other people, like they recede after that. And, you know, I'm not going to do that. So, I just feel like more motivated than ever to, tell people to kill themselves. And
I was waiting. I was like, here we go. Sincere for too long.
I mean, that kind of was, that kind of was
I know.
sincere. I mean, like,
Yeah.
to like be almost more, not dark, I don't want to say dark, but like more flawed. I feel like I almost have to be more open about my flaws rather than,
right.
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because you're saying I'm not going to let this thing now make me feel like I need to mold myself in some way to fit.
and it's done the opposite to me.
Yeah.
It has completely cracked all of these little things that I was trying to, it is just completely opened me up. But I don't remember what I was going to say because I started crying.
You've been opened up, but you haven't been filled yet.
All right, fuck
We
you guys.
end there. That's the end. Thank you for listening. We did
everybody.
not do a question.
Bye.
Nope. Patreon.com/Chosen Family Podcast, where if we do a question, then we will pull it from there. And also
We
because
have bonus episodes. We also have bonus episodes over there. We have a Discord community.
Full episodes.
Yeah. There's
All
so
sorts
many
of good
things
stuff.
over there. And you wouldn't understand if you haven't paid yet, because you don't know intimacy and you don't know friendship because you don't have a family, and you can pay to have one.
Okay, thanks for listening.
This is really
you guys.
dystopian because this is actually what's happening.
Oh my god.
But we can keep laughing about it.
We can laugh
right
about
now,
it.
right?
We can laugh about it.
But also give us your money.
Bye.
Bye.
Chosen Family is a Forever Dog production, hosted by Ashley Gavin, Alayna Joy, and Mac INGEMI. Edited by Danny Jewell, executive produced by Mariah Nicholas. Forever Dog Productions is Joe Cilio, Alex Ramsey, and Brett Boehm.
Forever. Dog.